Good morning, Story Trading VIPs. It's Wednesday, March 8th. We have a lot of stuff going on, so pay attention. Okay, first, a real quick look at SPY QQQ. It's stable here after dropping, getting rejected at the 20 DMA. Oh, we just lost our DMAs here. Got rejected there after Powell comments yesterday in front of the Congress or Senate. I'm not sure which one. And is speaking again today. Where is it at? Okay, looking for, I just lost my internet for a second. And here we are again. Okay, so got rejected the 20 DMA, both the SPY and the QQQ. I think my internet is not totally working. Let's go. Let me just fix the background while we wait for this to load. I don't see my screen being reflected. Hold on a second. Sorry about this delay. Okay, let me just try this again. Let's see. SPY. No, it's not showing. It's not showing. Okay, I got to disconnect my phone screen and reconnect. Here we go. All right, guys. Sorry for this little technical hit. There we go. That's better. Okay. So SPY QQQ stable here this morning after getting rejected at the 20 DMA after Powell comments. So beware here. We're at the 50 DMA. Could that hold? I don't know, but you got to watch out below at the 200 DMA. We have not a payroll number coming out Friday, which the street is really worried about. And then we have CPI early next week. And, both of these are really going to determine the direction of the market. So pay attention to that. We have lots of stuff, man, on the calendar. Oh, my gosh. Okay. Actually, you know what? Before we go into news, let's look at the calendar. Today, after the close, we have SMSI earnings. Okay, we're going to carry that the live stream, the conference call at 4:30 on our weekly collab meeting. And then tomorrow morning, XXII, we have earnings coming out at 6 a.m. and conference call at 10 a.m. Also tomorrow morning before the open, we have DRIO earnings and a CC at 8:30 a.m. So we're probably going to carry that live, the 8:30 a.m. on DRIO, the conference call. And so we're going to push back the pre-market show tomorrow. We also have AIRG earnings tomorrow after the close. All right. So we got 4 earnings reports here to look at. SMSI tonight, XXII, DRIO, AIRG tomorrow. So pay attention, beware of all that. Now, this morning, as far as possible plays, the top 4 that I have my list here to look at is CrowdStrike, Dick's Sporting Goods, again, Scorpio Tankers, STNG, and then Lantheus LNTH. CrowdStrike, this is one of those big caps, profitable companies with an earnings beat. So we did our math on this. We applied our math on the earnings beat, and we came to a value of $144. You can see the analysts coming out with price targets. If I see 145, 147, 125, there's also 161 and 163. There's 160. There's a 235. So all over the place, some big ones though, 190. Most of these are increases. So 144 is what we calculated. Now, I said yesterday, I don't have as high conviction on this one as I've had on others because the PE is 60 here. And because this already ran from 112 to 125 in sympathy with Pan W. So I'm hedging here a little bit on my prediction. Okay. But 144, kind of close to that 200 DMA at 149. So maybe it makes sense. Let's look for other areas of resistance. 143, a big one, big area of resistance. Also right in here. Well, we're right about there, like 132 to 136. So there are a couple other areas of resistance. But you know what? I'm going to stick with my methodology because this works most of the time. Again, my only worry is the PE might be too high and maybe it already did its run in sympathy with Pan W. But here we are at 131 with a calculated value of 144. So you know what? I wasn't actually going to give you guys this trade until all the analysts came in, increasing the price target significantly, validating the math I did on this. So we'll see if this works out, but I don't love it as much as the other ones. The latest one that worked out was Dick's. We calculated this yesterday when the stock was 138, did a 144 price target, and we did that very conservatively, taking the midpoint and subtracting also 20 cents from that because it's a 53-week year. Yeah, blew through that this morning. Some massive price increases. Look, this is an all-time high right here, okay? 147, actually, it's like 147 and change, somewhere up there. Okay, so that this is a 5-year chart, so hopefully That's the all-time high, 147.39. So 147 is your third, 147.39, a massive cup forming over here. You have short interest of 16%. So this could see follow through. I'm not in it today. I already made good money from 138 to 144. Maybe this is something I'd consider buying dips on. Okay. So maybe buying dips on this. We said 145 support yesterday, but this could, with that big short position and new all-time highs and huge price target increases today. Look at this, 178, 155, 175, all big increases, 175, 170, 175, 174. Okay, so this could have a second day run in it, DKS, but I'm not going to push it. Made my money yesterday. I'm only going to look at pullbacks. A couple others, stocks that we had on our radar from before. STNG had some upgrades this morning. STNG, JP Morgan initiates overweight, price target 87. This bounced off the 20 DMA. So I'm liking this. I like STNG because you have a technical bounce off the 20 DMA. Now you have a catalyst with a price target of $87. So I think this stock could be in play today. Maybe if you can buy the dips, that'll be great. And the target, maybe 60, top of this first right here, 62.43, and then all the way to 52-week high after that. That's STNG. LNTH, I like better, though. LNTH, I really like this. Oh, look at this. I should have gotten this morning. I'll tell you why, because now, and this is healthcare. So LNTH got a $120 price target here from JMP Securities, $120 with the stock reacting well this morning. And it's consolidated after that big move. And I remember when we did the math on this, this could go, fundamentally, this could be priced much higher, which makes sense, with the 120. So now with some rocky times in the market and jobs data Friday, CPI next week, I think healthcare is a place for safety. I really like LNTH today. Love it. I may like it the most out of these four that we talked about. So LNTH today, I think that's something you can buy the dips and maybe even you got to chase it here at 74.61. Not in it yet. And what were the price targets be? First, we got to take 75 resistance. We got to take care of 75.10. Man, my Wi-Fi is in and out this morning. So I apologize about that. Okay, 75.10. You got to take out, and then we could talk about higher targets, 77.47, and then 80. So LNTH, I actually like the most out of these top four. Some other events needs to talk about. GEO. Listen, GEO got tanked yesterday, and I'll tell you why in a second. But this morning they came out with news. Their buy VeriWatch. It's their first contract for the VeriWatch in Santa Clara County. Normally you'd think, hey, that's great. And you look at the stock and like, wow, I can get a deal. And I just went below the 200 DMA. Maybe that wasn't warranted. Maybe that was a one-day thing, and now we have a catalyst, and we can run with it. I'm holding off so far, and here's why. This is what I discovered. GEO, yesterday, there was a report out all over social media that GEO was giving wrong information to the Department of Homeland Security, okay, or whatever agency publishes the numbers on how many people are using the tracking device, right? These numbers were coming directly from GEO to the government, and the government was reporting it. And now, after the fact, the government's been going in and revising it. So instead of seeing a huge increase, which is what everyone thought, like in the third quarter and fourth quarter of 2022 in tracking devices, there was actually a decrease of use of tracking devices. And maybe this is why they missed their earnings. So now there's some question about fraud, about them, submitting false information to the government. So I don't know how reliable this third party is that published this report. I think I put the link. Yeah, I put the link in our legacy WhatsApp room. We'll try to get that up in the app later today as well. But you can find it on StockTwits. If you go to StockTwits, a few people were posting it yesterday. So GEO down because of that. And that's why it's below the 200 DMA. Lots of shorts in this stock, 23%. Maybe they were onto something. Maybe there's a little bit of fraud here. So I'm staying away, even though we have that positive catalyst this morning on GEO. For all I know, it could run, but I don't like seeing that kind of news, that kind of poor sentiment around the stock. YEXT had earnings. We got out of that. All right. We knew to do that. We knew to get out of YEXT before the earnings report because it ran significantly. Now, it was a mixed earnings report on YEXT. Okay. They did beat 5 cents, beat 2 cents, 102 million, beats 100 million, but their guidance was mixed. Okay. The guidance called for 402 to 406 million revenue compared to the estimate of 417. That's a good shortfall of like 12, 14 million. But their profitability better than expected, forecasting 22 to 23 cents versus 14 cent consensus. So we have mixed forecasts here on YEXT. That is not going to be good enough for a re-rating, not going to be good enough for continuation. But, these are still good numbers. And if you like the story, maybe you pick it up at the 20 DMA, 750. It bounced off that in after hours yesterday. And the other level, you can see it recently hit that 50 DMA. So you also have a chance of hitting 7. So I would say 7 and 750. I'm thinking it's not going to break below 7 based on the initial reaction we got from Chris Tuttle, who introduced the stock to our community. Last night he gave his analysis and he thinks they're good. And if you look at the math, it's trading at like a 30 PE of 20 guided 2023 guidance. Not too expensive for a growth company in a very hot area. So I don't think it's going to go below 7. So 7 and 750 are your supports. Probably good places to pick up YEXT if it pulls back there. I'm not in it. I sold all of that yesterday. NRGV had earnings is one Matt Kolb's given us. This is a highly controversial stock. There's a lot of shorts in it. There's a big bear thesis on it. We're trying to get, I dropped the ball on this one, but in terms of getting like a Zoom event and getting a bull bear debate going and getting management to come, I had a stream an email thread that somehow got deleted. I don't know what happened, but I rediscovered it. Now I'm connecting with management again to see if we can get a management interview. But in any case, NRGV, mixed results here. And I'm not playing it because it was mixed results. What are the mixed results? It was they blew away Q4 revenue. Okay. 100 million versus 72 million, but they missed on earnings. So already right there, that's mixed. But what else is mixed? 2023 revenue guide, 300 to 400 million, 325 to 425 versus 553 million estimate. I don't like seeing that. I'm not in it, but the stock's up. What explains it? Well, Matt Kolb was listening to a conference call, and he says that the revenue, like in Q4 this year, is being pushed off to next year, and it's not a big deal. The thesis is still in play, yada, yada. So maybe that's why it has some initial strength this morning. There was an analyst that came out here, TD Cohen, maintaining outperform, but lowered price target to. So that may be reflecting, right? They still think it's outperforming. We're lowering the price target because things are getting pushed out to next year. That kind of explains what's going on. If you look at the technicals here, you have resistance of 350, 370. So, again, I'm not playing this because it's mixed, but we look forward to further collaboration with Matt Kolb and perhaps other parties on NRGV. Stay tuned. ARLO, a name I'm not too familiar with, but people were talking about it yesterday, so I threw it up here for the first time on my watch list. They had earnings yesterday. You can see it's up 12%. They beat revenue, and I think they beat EPS here too. Yes, but they're not profitable yet. So I couldn't apply my formula. My formula works really well. Large cap profitable companies take their guide for the full year compared to the estimate out there, analyst estimate, and that's how you can calculate a re-rating. This one's a little tricky because they're not profitable yet. They beat by 6 cents, but still negative 4 cents versus negative 10. Sales beat 118 versus 107, so that's good. And then the other thing that's good, the guide going forward, it looks like 2023 guide EPS above estimates, also revenue EPS 6 to 12% above estimates, but still not in the profitable zone. So I'm not willing to do my math on there. If you do it based on the revenue beat, you're looking at maybe a 6 to 12% price appreciation. Thank you, Julian Glott, for doing that formula, but doing it on revenue rather than EPS. So you can see it's up 12% right now. So I don't know enough about this company to make a bet on it, but it's right at the 20 DMA. RSI, very low. Okay. He really likes qualitatively what he's hearing from the conference call. So perhaps you can break that 20 DMA and move towards 440, 450. I'm not going to be willing to make a bet on this until I learn more about it, but just letting you know that's out there and it's now on our watch list. Okay. SMSI, I'm not making any earnings bets. That's today after the close. XXII, we're going to pay attention real close to tomorrow. Conference call. Maybe we'll live stream that at 10 a.m. Okay. DRIO, not too much risk going into earnings because I pre-announced. Okay. So that's going to be good. Feel really confident holding into tomorrow. And we're going to live stream that call at 8:30 a.m. Links will be provided in the app. AIRG also tomorrow afternoon. We'll have to wait and see what they report. Could have some EV battery station tailwinds. They also have Investor Day next week. All right, LLAP. LLAP, got to talk about here. So look, this after broke 256 support, we said, hey, this can move all the way down to the level I gave you was actually top of this candle right here, 215. So 215 was my target then, but I didn't play it because I'm too much in love with the fundamentals and too much in love with the possible upside here of, $3, $4, $5 if the market starts believing his $2.4 billion contract with Rivada will come through. But undoubtedly, there is a risk here we've identified. They need further regulatory approval. I believe that regulatory approval is going to happen in the third week of March, but we have to wait and see. There are some other events coming out on LLAP. It's not here. I put in one of the rooms. I think I put in the app. Thursday night at 7:30 p.m., there's going to be some sort of live stream, get to know Terran Orbital. I'm also speaking again to IR, schedule something tomorrow morning. So we're continuing to do our research to try to handicap what's going to happen with this ITU approval that they need, this ITU waiver that they need. Are they on the agenda third week of March? Final approval they need? Those are the big questions to ask, man. And if we do our research right on this and we answer those questions correctly, this could be a major multi-bagger in a short period of time. LLAP, high on my watch list, high on my research list, and hopefully we're going to kill it. All right, going back real quick to look at the news since we started the show. Steven Crowder joins Rumble exclusives. Okay, Rumble has been on a PR tear. A lot of stuff on social media as well. I know we haven't been covering it. Let's just look at it briefly. This has been all sorts of chop. I'm not willing to make any kind of predictions on Rum. And there goes my Wi-Fi again, in and out. Man, totally apologize for that. But Rum, not making any predictions. I hold a little bit of my IRA, and that's it. We're going to see if they'll be the second YouTube or a smaller YouTube competitor, whatever it may be. If they can be, this is a good value here, $2.5 billion market cap. And that's all we have for you. Stay tuned for a lot of shows. 4:30 p.m. We'll hop on and do the SMSI live stream together. Stay tuned for that. Lots of action tomorrow as well. Have a great day, everyone. Thank you for joining.